Ascend now, listener of shadows. Awaken now, seeker of the uncommon path. Rise with a mind sharpened by silence and a heart fortified by all that tried to break you fall. Today, you step into a realm where only those who refuse to be understood truly thrive. I welcome you into the space beyond certainty, the territory where ordinary minds tremble because they cannot decode the direction of your steps, nor the intention behind your gaze. You have walked through storms without a guide. You have shattered invisible ceilings no one believed even existed, and now you stand on the trembling edge of a transformation so profound that people cannot name it, cannot follow it, and cannot comprehend it. You are no longer bound by the expectations that once defined you, for your inner world has shifted, your awareness has risen, and something powerful has awakened in the depths of your being. You may feel the tremor of change in your very breath, and that is because you have unlocked something others cannot see, yet something they sense and fear and wonder about. There is a moment in every journey when confusion becomes your most loyal companion, when every familiar voice around you whispers doubt, and every figure on your path watches with wide, uncertain eyes. They see your movements, but they cannot trace your logic. They hear your words, but they cannot grasp the weight behind them. They witness your choices, but they cannot comprehend the world that guided them. You are moving at a pace that terrifies those who cling to routine. You are rising with a depth that unsettles those who only skim the surface of life. And now whispers follow you. Questions cling to the edges of your footsteps. Everyone is confused. Nobody knows how to explain your shift. They look at you as if you just walked out of a storm carrying something ancient and electric in your hands. What did you just unlock? They ask silently. What door did you open when no one was watching? What truth did you discover that changed the very architecture of your presence? For so long, you struggled with feeling out of place, feeling unseen, feeling underestimated because the world could not yet interpret the language of your potential. But now, everything feels different. You have risen without permission. You have grown without validation. You have transformed without applause. And it is this silent evolution that rattles the minds of those around you. They do not understand the nights you carried entire battles inside you, the mornings you rebuilt yourself from the ruins of doubt, the quiet hours where you confronted the inner questions that most people spend a lifetime avoiding. They see only the aftermath, not the climb. They see the power, but not the cost. And so they stand confused, watching you step into a version of yourself that even you once feared to imagine. There is an intensity in your eyes that was not there before. Not aggression, not arrogance, but clarity. A clarity forged in struggle. A clarity unshaken by opinion. And that clarity is what unsettles them, for it is rare. Most people speak without understanding their own voice. Most people walk without knowing their destination. Most people act from fear while pretending to act from purpose. But you walk differently now. You move with intention born from pain. You speak with conviction shaped by uncertainty. You decide with a strength carved from countless moments where you had no choice but to trust yourself, because no one else could see what you were building. The world around you has not changed, but your perception of it has. You no longer wait for approval. You no longer seek comfort in predictable paths. You no longer ask for permission to evolve. You have reached the point where transformation becomes irreversible. And that is why others are confused. They cannot place you inside the categories they use to understand people. They cannot map your direction onto the paths they have memorized. You have stepped beyond their limits, and now you stand in a space they cannot define. When people cannot understand your movement, they question it. When they cannot predict your growth, they fear it. When they cannot explain your transformation, they attempt to shrink it. But pay attention now, because this moment is important. Confusion from others is the evidence of your evolution. Their uncertainty is the shadow cast by your rising light. Their questions are proof that you are no longer operating in the realm of the ordinary. You are no longer living in the version of yourself they grew comfortable with. You have unlocked something rare, something potent, something deeply human, yet scarcely embraced. You have unlocked your own awakening. Your actions seem unpredictable to them, not because they lack logic, but because they follow a pattern only you can perceive. Every step you take is connected to your vision. Every choice you make is aligned with your inner truth. Even if nobody else understands the destination you are heading toward, you have learned to trust the silent compass inside you, the one that guided you through darkness, the one that led you to strength, the one that whispered you were meant for something more long before you had proof. People will try to analyze you now, but they will fail because they are using the past version of you as their reference point. They are measuring your transformation with rulers that no longer apply to you. They are trying to understand your growth through the lens of the person you used to be and not the person you have become. They do not realize you outgrew that version long ago. They do not realize that every day you stepped further into your true form while they remain fixed in their assumptions. They do not realize you rebuilt yourself from the ground up, and now your foundation is something they cannot interpret. You were once afraid of being misunderstood, but now you see the truth. Being misunderstood is a sign that you have entered a territory of uncommon evolution. The greatest minds were misunderstood. The strongest spirits were misunderstood. The most unstoppable souls were misunderstood because they walked paths only they could see. And now you join them. Your confusion was the fire. Your silence was the forge. Your persistence was the hammer. And now you stand as a creation entirely shaped by your own hands. You have unlocked the rarest power a human being can possess, the power of self-direction, the power of inner certainty, the power of moving forward even when nobody understands why. Most people live their entire lives in hesitation because they fear being misunderstood. But you have stepped beyond that fear. You have allowed mystery to become your armor. You have allowed uncertainty to turn into courage. You have allowed confusion from others to fuel your clarity. They do not need to understand what you unlocked. They do not need to recognize the level you ascended to. They do not need to comprehend the path you are walking, because it is not theirs, it is yours, and you walk it with a power that cannot be hidden. You feel it now, the shift in the air around you, the subtle tremor in the space you occupy, the silent recognition from your own soul that you are not who you once were. There is a new rhythm in your steps, a new depth in your silence, a new power in the way you stand, even when you stand alone. People stare without knowing why they stare, with questions they cannot voice, because even they feel that something within you has awakened something that alters the atmosphere when you enter a room. They cannot understand it, but they cannot deny it. And you do not need their understanding, because what you unlocked is not meant for them. It is meant for you and for the life you are building with your own strength. There were days when you questioned everything about yourself, when doubt was loud and confidence was quiet. There were nights when your mind felt like a battlefield, where every fear you ever held tried to pull you backward. You carried wounds that no one saw challenges, that no one believed trials, that no one acknowledged. Yet in the shadows of those silent wars, you found something most people never find. You found your inner fire, a fire that refuses to be extinguished, a fire that grows stronger with every hardship you endure. That fire is what fuels you now. That fire is what people sense when they look at you. That fire is what they cannot explain. And because they cannot explain it, they call it confusion. But you and I know the truth. It is not confusion. It is awakening. This awakening has changed the way you move through the world. You do not chase approval anymore. You do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You do not bend your vision just to fit into places that no longer match your energy. You rise without waiting. You grow without asking. You transform without announcing it to anyone. You have become the kind of person who evolves in silence, then steps into the world with results that speak louder than any explanation could. And that is why Everybody understands what you just did. They were watching your surface while you were rebuilding your foundation. They were studying your words while you were reconstructing your beliefs. They were analyzing your moments while you were shaping your destiny. People often fear what they cannot label, and they doubt what they cannot follow. Your journey no longer follows the linear path they expect. You take leaps instead of steps. You make decisions that appear risky to minds that cling to safety. You choose purpose over approval depth, over ease, growth, over comfort. These choices make you unpredictable to the ordinary eye. Yet to your own spirit, these choices are the only path that makes sense. You are not lost. You are not confused. You are not acting without direction. You are simply aligned with a deeper truth than most people have ever dared to explore. And alignment looks like rebellion to those who have never questioned their own limitations. There will come moments when even you will look back at your actions and realize how far beyond your old limits you have traveled. You will remember the times you hesitated and compare them to the boldness you now embody. You will recall the voices that once told you to slow down or step back or think smaller, and you will understand why they said it. They were trying to protect their version of reality, not yours. They were trying to keep the world predictable, not powerful. They were trying to keep you close, not because they cared about your potential, but because your growth challenged their comfort. Your presence now challenges their comfort even more, because you have unlocked something within yourself that cannot be contained, something that cannot be explained in simple words, something that cannot be measured by their expectations. You unlock the drive that carries you through uncertainty. You unlock the mindset that thrives in silence. You unlock the resilience that protects your purpose from distraction. You unlock the ability to stand alone without feeling alone. And these are things that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. You stand now in a state of transformation so profound that it unsettles those who still cling to their comfort zones. But their discomfort is a sign that you are rising. It is a sign that you are evolving. It is a sign that you are stepping into the life you once dreamed of but never believed you could reach. They may not understand your pace, but your path is not theirs to understand. They may not understand your choices, but your vision is not theirs to follow. They may not understand the strength in your silence, but your inner transformation is not theirs to witness. You are walking a road designed specifically for your spirit, and sometimes that road is meant to confuse everyone except the one who walks it. In time, people will see the results of what you unlocked, even if they still cannot explain how you unlocked it. They will witness the transformation that came from your discipline, the growth that came from your solitude, the victories that grew from battles you fought alone. They will try to claim they saw it coming, but you will know the truth. They did not understand it. They simply could not deny it once it became reality. That is what happens when you evolve beyond the expectations of others. You leave them behind not because you wanted to, but because growth requires distance. You rise above the judgments not because you needed to feel superior, but because elevation demands release. And now you continue forward, carrying the strength of every challenge you overcame and the clarity of every moment that tried to break you. You move with purpose that cannot be shaken, direction that cannot be redirected, and confidence that cannot be dismantled. You are no longer defined by the confusion of others. You are defined by the fire within yourself, and that fire will continue to guide you into territories only the brave can enter. You have stepped into a version of yourself that feels unfamiliar, even to you at times, and that is the true sign of transformation. Growth is not supposed to feel comfortable, and evolution is not meant to be predictable. The person you were is still watching from within, trying to understand how you became this new force, and that inner curiosity is natural, because you have crossed thresholds you once believed were impossible. You have shed layers that were never yours to carry. You have let go of identities that were shaped by the expectations of others. You have embraced a strength that was hidden behind years of hesitation. And now you walk with a presence that makes people pause, even if they cannot explain why. They sense the shift, the weight, the depth. They sense the story behind your silence. They sense the power behind your eyes. They sense that you unlocked something they never saw coming. There is a rare kind of courage in the quiet steps you took to reach this moment. The world celebrates loud victories, but it does not see the silent discipline that creates them. It does not witness the nights where you kept going long after exhaustion tried to claim you. It does not hear the internal battles you fought in the shadows of your own thoughts. It does not feel the loneliness that accompanied your ascent. Yet those unseen hours shaped you more than any applause ever could. They carved your strength. They sharpened your focus. They awakened the force within you that no one can take away. And now that force radiates from you in a way that makes others step back, unsure of what changed, unsure of how you became someone they can no longer predict. People ask themselves how you made it this far, but they ask the wrong question. The question is not how you made it. The question is why you refused to stop, why you kept walking through doubt, why you kept rising after every fall, why you kept believing in a future that was not guaranteed. That refusal to quit, that refusal to collapse, that refusal to surrender is what makes you different. It is what confuses those who gave up before they ever started. They look at your movement and assume something external changed. They think you discovered some hidden advantage. They imagine you received an opportunity they never saw. But they are wrong. The transformation they cannot understand came from the battles you fought internally. The strength they cannot explain came from the storms you endured silently. The direction they cannot decode came from your willingness to stand alone in your own truth. Your solitude became your teacher. Your silence became your mentor. Your struggle became your training. And now your presence carries the weight of every lesson you gained when no one else was watching. People sense that weight even if they cannot describe it. It makes them cautious. It makes them curious. It makes them stare. They feel that the version of you they thought they knew has vanished, and in its place stands someone who has burned away every weakness that once held you back. They feel something powerful in the air when you speak, or even when you simply breathe. That is the mark of someone who has awakened something most people never unlock in their entire lives. You walk differently now because you are no longer dragging the chains of self-doubt. You are no longer tied to the expectations that once limited you. You are no longer burdened by the opinions that once shaped your decisions. You move with a freedom that is earned, not given. A freedom that is forged through internal battles, not external victories. A freedom that frightens those who have never tasted their own potential. And that is why nobody understands what you are becoming, or how you are becoming it. You evolved too far, too quickly, too silently for them to keep up. But what they fail to realize is that this evolution was never sudden. It was built through every moment you questioned yourself, every moment you felt lost, every moment you kept going despite feeling broken. Growth does not happen in lightning strikes. It happens in droplets of courage collected over time. It happens in small decisions that seem insignificant until one day they become the turning point of your entire life. You have reached that turning point. You have crossed that invisible line, and now you stand on the other side, where clarity replaces confusion, where purpose replaces doubt, where strength replaces hesitation. People who once underestimated you now hesitate before speaking. People who once ignored your potential now observe you carefully. People who once thought they understood your limits now struggle to understand your rise. This is what happens when you unlock your inner power before the world is ready for it. You disrupt the expectations they placed on you. You break the assumptions they built around you. You rewrite the story they thought you were living. And in doing so, you become a mystery to them. A mystery they cannot solve, because the answers lie within your soul, not their perception. Your journey is not meant to be understood by everyone. Some paths are meant to be walked in silence. Some victories are meant to be achieved without witnesses. Some transformations are meant to confuse those who never believed in change. You are becoming the person you always needed to be, and that process is far too sacred to be explained to minds that are not ready to receive it. You are unlocking levels of yourself that only experience can reveal. You are tapping into strengths that were dormant for years, waiting for the right moment to awaken. You are stepping into the destiny that was always written for you, even when you doubted it. And every step you take now shines with the truth of who you really are. People see the glow, but not the grit. They see the rise, but not the wreckage you crawled through. They see the confidence, but not the fear you conquered. They see the transformation, but not the trials that shaped it. And because they see only the surface, they misunderstand the depth of your evolution. They cannot grasp the magnitude of what you unlocked. They cannot decode your actions because your actions are guided by a version of you they have never met. But you know this version of yourself. You feel it growing within you. You feel the power, the calm, the certainty. You feel the clarity that once felt impossible. You feel the momentum that once felt unreachable. You feel the new chapter unfolding before your eye, and you know deep within your spirit that there is no turning back. You have awakened. You have crossed over. You have stepped into a reality shaped by your own strength, and no confusion from others can take that away from you. You are walking with a force that even you did not fully understand at first, and that is